Y'all was gonna tell me that I was on mute. I feel really dumb. Oh. Well, did you see my excitement? Like, did I get across like that I'm excited to do this right now tonight with you guys? Do you understand that? Well, hey, what's up? It's been a while. It has been a while. It's been a while. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at like StreamYard interface and all my tabs and like my list of stuff. And I'm like, yo, I haven't done this in okay, wait. So real quick, when was let's see, when was my last live stream? When was my last live stream? When was my last live stream? Let's see. I'm pulling it up. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to get to the meat and potatoes. I didn't forget about the thumbnail. I didn't forget about it. So, like, I'm going to get to it. Just give me a second. Content. Let's see, like, I don't even remember. I'll get to like I remember some things. Okay, like not that live. All right, last live I did, which, that should be unlisted. Never mind. So the last live stream I did was May 4th. And that was that's when the Drake stuff happened. And what I think during that stream, I think the reason why like it's not up, I think we watched the watched one of those, but no, we listened to, I think it was Not Like Us. I think that's what it was. We listened to it. Yeah, that was in May. I've been slacking. However, that was the last live, right? If you're familiar, if you're not new here, right? You've been paying attention, and because you're a good person, you hit that notification bell, you will know that I posted a video just like last week. I think this was last week. Let me see. I forget. You know what it is? It's because I like spend way longer. So like you guys have seen the videos. I'm assuming you've seen the videos. I'm hoping you have seen the videos because like, and if you're new, and again, we're gonna get into this stuff in a second. All right. I did not forget y'all. All right. But I just remembered that I did forget to do something else. But yeah, so you're familiar with the stuff. I've been all over the place. I haven't been like really bad. Yo, we lost some people. Some people bailed. They did. They straight up bailed because like I'm gonna just keep it a buck. The channel's dying. That's for a few reasons. Now, obviously, I have a life outside of internety stuff. I work a lot. I feel like I work a lot. Yeah, like I just got a second job. And like it's just been like every day. So but that's not an excuse because you know what? Niggas will find time for so many other things. Even with that, but won't sit down and make some videos. But I have been working on stuff. There's like 3 things. But however, tonight, this is a good segue. So 2 of the videos that I was working on. Now, the one I still kind of want to like, because like I like where that's going. However, in early stages, like I don't have a script. Like the other one, I have like a script for and notes and stuff. The other one, no. which is kind of the topic of tonight, the main topic. Like, I have a list of stuff or whatever, and guys, it is open panel. You feel me? So call in. Like, that's what we're doing tonight. That's what I want to. I've been I don't know if I don't know if my subs. I don't know if any. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I don't know if any subs are found my channel through seeing me on like another panel somewhere else. But like, I love doing that. I love panel hopping. You know, I love talking to people, and like, I love panel discussions. I would say some of the best live streams I've had on here are when, you know, others call in and we talk and we chit chat. And for anyone who knows me, whether you are a returning subscriber or if, you know, you saw me on another panel or that's, you know, like that's how we met, or that's how you found my stuff. Yeah, but real quick, housekeeping and stuff.
Subscribe, please. Because subscribe, please. Yes.
Yo, seriously, you do that, because like I said, I'm working 2 jobs. I'm not, guys. I got bills. But tonight we're gonna be talking about the election and stuff. Now, my last video that I posted, I don't think it was last week. I forget when it was. It was like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. It was July 18th. Whenever that was. But it was then. And it was about Kamala Harris. It was really about that cringe ad. Like, she did that ad for, get this, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my channel right now, right? Like, just click the down John or whatever and go to the channel, watch that video. And honestly, you don't really need it for context. It's just funny. Just go watch it. Add it to your watch later. But honestly, like, I wanted to write and do something, but like, real shit, I'm lazy. And like I said, again, I'm working 2 jobs now. So I'm just going to spiel. I'm just going to say like everything. I'm going to say it all right here. And hopefully, because like, I do talk about it lightly in my like day to day with some people in my life. There's like a few people. There's actually a few people at work who I feel like I can talk to, whether or not we agree or disagree or not. And like, honestly, that's healthy as hell. That's one of the reasons why I even started doing lives and like talking to strangers on like platforms like this anyway, because like, oh, y'all, our country is like, so you saw the thumbnail. I'm like, yo, we're doomed. Like, that's it. We're doomed. And here's why. Again, I'm gonna keep reiterating myself. And again, yo, if you're watching on, first off, we're streaming to a few places, right? All right. So if you're watching on Facebook, howdy do. Go to the YouTube channel. The link should be like on whether you're watching it on you probably, wherever you're watching it, there is a link to the channel. Like, if you go on to Facebook, you'll find a link to the YouTube channel. And same with Instagram. Link is in the bio to the channel. Subscribe, of course, so you can stay up to date with things like this and the other fair, you know, the wares. That's what I meant to say. Wares. But the call-in link is pinned in the comment section, so you can call in, right? You don't have to cam up. You feel me? I will need to, like, at least like before I like bring you up. You'll have to, like, I'll be the only one able to see you, you know, if those who know how StreamYard works. Yeah. And like, just give me like a little like check-in, if anything, but like, you don't have to be on camera on the drone. Like, I'll put something up. But yeah, so all right, I'm just gonna say it. Kamala Harris is lame. And like, I don't understand. Like, I do not get the like, see my nerves. I don't I don't. There we go. Yeah, see some nice little. There we go. Yeah, I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype about her. It's obviously engineered. And honestly, the whole election, like that's just to see how that was like, that was the first thing in the forefront of my mind, because we're going to watch. She was in Philadelphia today, and this is like, I guess, her unveiling. You know, she's with Tim Walz, like she's with this guy. Now, again, I will say I'm a normie. I would say I'm a layman. I only started paying attention to politics, like a lot of people, during the Summer of Love back in 2020. And even before then, I would say like maybe 2017, like the end of 2017 is when like a lot, like I started kind of like being like, huh, what? Wait, what's going on? Because like things were getting a little, like they were getting weird, right, guys? Oh, I got some comment. Let's see. Walz Harris is a great ticket. Oh, we'll get into it, but it's being marketed to us as the most important election of all time. Wait. Because like I need to see how organized I am. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys, please. And remember, also, it's like, going. Was my camera out? All right, there we go. Anyway. You guys just have to bear with me. Like, this is just a part of the stream thing. Also, wait, did I say, I did mention earlier, like we're streaming on Instagram. As you guys know, StreamYard and like Instagram, like I freaking hate. My man Paul going off in the joint. Anybody have an idea of the primates voting schedule for? Primaries. I said primates. Voting schedule for what's the difference? Primaries voting schedule for Democrats that might provide some insight into the mood of the nation. The mood of the nation is moody. There's like this weird. My older brother had like this saying. He used to say about me, like, "Oh, it's like moody bliss." Like with. It's like you're comfortable in being miserable. Like everything, like think about it, everything is really kind of fucked, you know. But I think a lot of people are comfortable with it. Like that's okay. But back to the most important election of all time. It's a whole thing. And then wait. One second, guys. Yeah, see, because like I really just this is really like on some fly shit. There we go. Here we go. Oh my god. Boom. Yeah. So that way the kids coming in can know what we're talking about. So look, bruh. It's corny. So the country's already been divided, and like so the Biden thing. Biden dropped out, which I guess wasn't really shocking. Now I'm starting to think maybe, I'm not gonna lie, I was not thinking this. I heard, I think it was like the Daily Mail or something, or was it Timcast? It was an article. And like it was thrown out there that like, oh, like potentially, like what if the debate was like a test? Because that was weird, right? Like the debate was really early, and like I can dig it, but like that's going to be the most like memed thing for like a long time. Like that debate was hilarious. That's going to go down in history. So many things that happened this year alone are going to go down in history. Trust me, we're going to get into it. 1 second. Wait 1 second. All right. So, we were discussing. 1 second. Bum, 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 bum. We're talking Harrison Trump. So again, I'm going to be just as blunt and real as possible. I mean, for the most part, like, again, I've never really shied away from my opinion. So like, if you know me, you kind of have an idea on how I feel about like certain things, and something really that I'm really big on. And this goes, cause again, guys, call in, as you hear it. And again, we're going to watch, Kamala and her introducing her VP in Philadelphia. I'm gonna watch that, so we can discuss that. But yeah, so pretty much I'm very black-pilled in regards to the election, the candidates. I don't care. I mean, obviously, like, everyone has biases, and like there are certain things that, you know, like how I feel and my decisions and my opinion in regards to the state of the country, what things I think we need, what things I think we don't need, who would be best to lead, etc., etc. Now, we all know what the I don't want to even say the narrative, because like, things have gotten really cringe, really cringe, and this goes for both sides. I don't care if you're right, left, and the fact that like I hate the labels. Like I sound like a 17-year-old like emo kid, like, don't label me. But like that's how it, like, it's corny. It's not fun anymore. It is not fun anymore. Like it's corny. So just to rip the Band-Aid off, who am I going to vote for? I'm most likely going to vote for Donald Trump. Right? Now, why am I going to vote for Trump? Do I actually, no. Here's a better question. Do I think Donald Trump would be good for America? My honest opinion, no. Why are you voting for him then? Oh my gosh. I always heard growing up, like, when you're making voting decisions, it's always like, choose a lesser of the two evils, and then like in my 20s, the little bit that I thought I knew about politics, and I barely know shit now, like I'm trying to educate myself. I'm trying to keep up with it and really pay attention, and I don't want to just follow the first thing I hear, which is ironic because I've gotten criticism before that like if I give an opinion about a certain point, or even if I just say, like, just how I just said now, I'm most likely going to vote for Trump, right? If I say something like that, there are a lot of times where, I'm talking to others and it's met with, well, why? And like, I'll give my reasons why, maybe, or like just things that I think, or like just talking about like just whatever. And it's like, oh, well, clearly it's because you heard someone else say that, and so you think that, and you think that's right. You have, and I guess maybe I don't know if that's like the same thing as confirmation bias, but like confirmation bias mixed with, yeah, it's because you saw a YouTube video. And it's because you or you saw an article or something, or you have some kind of internalized something or something. It's always like, oh, because that's objectively wrong. Right. And I'm keeping a buck with you. For like almost 10 years, it was really only like one side that was really kind of drawling, like in that regard. Ironically, you hear a lot of words like, oh, you're a fascist, fascism, blah, blah, blah. But like then they don't realize that like they're kind of acting like fascists in the way like it's like the whole free speech thing. Which is like a tired, like even talking about that, like again, it's not fun anymore. It's not funny. Actually, wait. Making a new banner. It's not fun anymore. It's not fun anymore. What's not fun anymore? Even discourse, even talking about it, whether it be like just to like screw around or whether it be to like legitimately talk about it and understand like another point of view or to debate something or like really try to get to a solution. Like we're at a point, like honestly, like people say like, oh, civil war and like there's a conspiracy that like it's, and I was on a panel last night. And this woman shared that she felt like there were people who secretly do want a civil war. And when she said that, I assumed she was talking about like one side or the other. So like I made a note to say like, oh, well, I think that there's people in both sides who want civil war. Like, I don't think it's necessary. And she was like, no, that's what I meant. Which was deep. If you're just now joining us, welcome to the Spro Show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube. Now, if you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, and actually, I don't even know if the Instagram stream is still going. Instagram, it's so weird streaming to there. Like, I think it's like in its beta stages or like testing stuff out. But like, either way, if you want to call into the show, go to the YouTube channel, Spro. You know what I mean? And click the link. It's pinned in the description because I want to know, because like, okay, so like just we're gonna be jumping all over the place. So like, yeah, so I'm most likely gonna vote for Donald Trump, right? And now since Uncle Joe is not going a second go at it, he's not running. Kamala Harris is now the Democratic nominee, which is really convenient. And what I've noticed is, so I remember when Biden won, I did live streams about it. I don't know if a lot of that stuff, like there's a lot of stuff that's unlisted, especially from like that time. But I remember even then, you guys know how I feel about it. I thought it was, just like with Trump, I thought it was funny. Mainly, I thought it was funny because of everyone's, the way they were reacting to it. Like it was like Trump was like, again, he is definitely a douchebag, right? Like he's a giant piece of shit. But like on paper, I'm sorry. Like I did the research because I got paranoid too. Like in 2016, I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny that Trump won, and I was like, ha ha ha, like this is freaking crazy. And like I thought it was funny because some people were like freaking out, but I thought it like would pass. And then, like, I remember, like, as the months, like, it might have been, like, the end of that year, middle of that year. I was watching a lot of, like, CNN clips and just seeing headlines. And it freaked me out. I was like, wait, what? Donald Trump? Like yo, I made a joke. I was like, yo, it's like Mr. Burns. He's like this evil old man. And even when, in what I'm saying, he still might be evil. I don't know. But that, like, so I got paranoid. And I got some advice. I got some really good advice that was like, don't worry about it. Stop looking at that shit. Stop looking at the news. So I backed off for a little while. And then COVID happened. And that's all She wrote, so I started to pay a little more attention. I see you in the back. Can you do me a favor? If you don't want to cam up, you don't have to, but can you like turn your camera on real quick and give me like a peace sign just so I can know, like, you know, I don't want any shady business going on. You understand? All right, heard. I'll bring you up in a second. Finish my point. Yeah, so I started paying a little more attention and fact checking a lot of stuff. And again, kids, and like it's always like every time I tell someone this, like I said earlier, it's always met with, oh well, you know, you need to adjust your algorithm. It's like, wait, what? I'm not gonna lie, I've done, oh my goodness, you can adjust your algorithm, you can adjust what your phone and stuff feeds you. You just have to be really very, very much aware. You have to pay too much attention. But you want to be grounded. That's why I use Ground News. They're not sponsoring this video. That'd be cool if they were, though. I could use the money. You know, the Cash App is in the description. All right. So we have a caller. I'm gonna bring him up. You know what I mean? Real quick. Hello, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing today?
Living the dream.
Hey, ain't we all?
Because this is America, right? And like it's never been. This is like the best time to be an American right now. You know, democracy at stake.
I mean, I'm personally sitting it out, but you know,
Sitting what? You're not going to vote?
oh no, I'm not voting.
And you called in to have an opinion? Well, you know, okay, I'll humor it.
Well, I'm not voting because I don't believe in voting for the lesser of two evils, and why I never liked it, the Biden-Harris administration, for their reasons. I didn't really like Trump either. So I don't feel like just because I dislike one side more than the other side that I must vote for the side that I least like the most when I dislike both sides.
That is very fair. I guess now I need to give context because like you came in and you were like, fuck his panel, man. He's a hypocrite. Let me sun him real quick. All right. So no, I agree. Again, that's kind of like I do mock a little bit the picking the lesser of two evils. I'm gonna keep it a buck. The reason why I choose the vote is so I can be justified in doing things like this, talking about it and talking shit. Because I do feel like to some degree, like it's like, you know, because like you're like you go to like the barber shop, there's niggas in there giving their opinion on every single fucking thing, and like they're not involved, and it's like, well, dude, yeah, you got a lot of ideas, say something. And get this, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty black-pilled about it. I'm like, yeah, my vote probably doesn't fucking matter. And two, yeah, I'm a regular guy, you know. But to some degree, me getting involved in voting, mainly in my area, in my community, that helps. I mean, the tippity top, maybe a smidgen. I don't know. Again, I'm educating myself, so like I'm learning. I would say I'm a normie. I'm a layman, but I'm noticing that a lot of people don't know because there's a lot of stuff that I didn't know, and then I just started like fact checking stuff and that stuff. And I'm like, oh, like again with the Trump thing, and it's so weird talking about it because like if you give some reasons as to why just for the sake of conversation, I'm going to be using categories, guys. I already talked about why categories are cringe, but like you can give some reasons as to why the left makes sense. And then you get a bunch of shit and it's like, what, are you one of them? And it's like, no, I just, with that one particular point, I think this. And that just so happens to align with them. But it's like, no, it's all or nothing now. And again, there was a time, that's what I was saying earlier. There was a time when, just to keep it a buck, just to be objective, it was mainly the left that was kind of like acting like school hall monitors, you know, reminding the teacher that we had homework last night. That is what it was, you know, and it's cool. I mean, and get this, you could be like, oh, well, good intentions. And that's the problem a lot for the past like 10 years. A lot of the like crazy shit we've been seeing, people are under the impression that the ends justify the means, and I say bullshit to that. It really does depend. Only if it has something to do with like God and the universe. But like everything else, I'm sorry, no, the ends don't justify the means, even if the result would be fucked up. Don't become the bullshit that you're talking shit on. And what I'm noticing now, the past year and a half, the people who seem to have common sense, who were categorized as the right, some of them were right wing, others were like if I had to put myself in a category, I'd be like, yo, I'm a classic liberal. But because of certain opinions I have, and maybe where the majority of them align based off of today's categories and standards, I'm right wing. Which again, I laugh at that. I think it's funny. It doesn't really matter what anyone says. There was a point like early on where like it really did bother me. I had a lot of people like kind of stop talking to me, stuff like that. And I mean, it's what it is. But like, you know, you build a tough skin, and then like shortly after that is when I started just doing YouTube stuff and just talking to people, and not just on like my channel, but like going to like other panels just about whatever the hell. And it taught me a lot about how different people think, because I spent a lot of time like, yo, I've talked to some crazy people. Some people that agree with me, some people that agree with me too much, people that I completely 100% and all in between. And I feel like I've exercised my brain enough to critically think to a degree to where I won't die, look stupid, or sacrifice my integrity.
Yeah, so I can agree to a point, because I think like my granddad used to always tell me the worst correction is an overcorrection, and I used to never understood what that meant until like I kind of got into politics, and I think a lot of stuff swung so far to the left that everybody kind of just looked around and was like, yo, what are we doing? And then now everybody's trying to swing it so far to the point where I think it's going to go too far to the right.
Honestly, I think people go in waves, which I didn't realize it until you just said that. But like maybe what we're seeing right now, I'm not gonna lie. So like I believe like the Bible is true, right? So like I think everything is fucked, but like in the end it'll definitely be good because like he's gonna come back or whatever. But like let's just outside of that, just like if I was looking at it like mathematically outside of that context, I would say maybe that's a good sign, because if things are going in waves, like if I look at it, if I put it in the context of like my different arcs and political awakenings or social awakenings, you know, we went down the red pill rabbit hole, you know, went down the super left wing rabbit hole, the super right wing rabbit hole, the super Christian legalistic rabbit hole, the cult rabbit hole. Like you went on all these different rabbit holes, right? And like I said, like after all those different things, and then I had to force myself to look at opinions that like I disagreed with. If I just thought if it was just pitched to me off the dome, and that taught me like, sorry, you're saying?
No, I was going to ask you. So and this might just because I had kids early, I kind of got wrapped up in just my actual real life. So like I've voted, so I've only voted for president once.
Obama.
Yeah, that was the first time it was the first time I ever got the vote. I was 19 and I was like, I'm voting. Fuck it. I'm voting. And then I voted for Bernie in the primaries, and I seen them fuck him over for Hillary, and I was like, well, I'm out.
Yeah, because Hillary, everyone, it's like obvious Hillary's evil. Bernie Sanders is just kind of like if anything is stuff I disagree with him on, I'm just like, oh, he's just an idealistic, like old dude. Yeah, you know.
But I voted for Bernie. I drunk the Bernie bro Kool-Aid, and I was like, you know, I'm rocking with Bernie. Like,
well, Bernie was cool. And this is a good segue because you said you first voted for Obama, then you voted for Bernie.
Yeah.
They were cool, right? Now, whether or not I'm critical of their careers or like things, because I think Obama was a quote good president, but like things were not like amazing, like how people say they are. That's number one, and that's okay because like that's a hard job, guys. And number two, like he did do some like fuck shit, but they all do fuck shit, and that's there's so many different segues. But I'm gonna stay on topic. They were cool, man. They were cool. Absolutely. They were charismatic. Like Bernie's this old angry Jewish guy, and like Obama's he's a black dude. And like that's not why Obama's cool, but like he was charismatic. He was a good speaker. He's a really good speaker.
He has a smoothness to him.
Yeah. So it's like it makes sense that people were hype on him. Get this, even if they voted for them off of bullshit, because like one of my biggest criticisms is like, people are making their voting decisions based off of who they don't like instead of like the shit that they're for and the person that's doing majority of that, right?
Yeah.
So even with that, I can dig like normies, like normal people, like day to day, like who just look at headlines and watch CNN, like and just see like the quick little snippet, right? Yeah. Or they're worried about their money or like whatever, like those things that like, because they all say like every single election, both candidates say like, for the common man. They all say some variation of that, right? Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some are actually with it more than others, and you can tell that by the policies and like what they're saying, and then obviously what they do once they're in office. So you have to also look at someone's track record, right? So like I can dig even with that someone vote for someone just because like they're cool, like that's human nature. Which is why I'm very confused about I'm about to hit the bomb. This is what I really wanted to talk about.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so let me just ask you straight up. Where the hell did all this Kamala hype come from? Because I'm sorry, I smell bullshit. It is so engineered. It is so, again, cope and copium is overused on the internet now, but like I've never seen such a dramatic example of that. Thoughts? I'll mute up.
So cool. I don't think it's super fake. I think what it was I think if you were to ask a lot of people who they picked between Trump and Biden, a lot of people would say Trump because they honestly feel like Joe Biden is going to die from dementia any day. And so I feel like a lot of people went to Trump because of that. I think a lot of people went to Trump that were left-leaning regardless because of that. And so then I think you turn around and you get a younger person in a person that for those people who do fall for identity politics, it's like we have a multiracial black woman that's running for president. And so I just think a lot of people, like for as much as people love Trump, there's a lot of people that hate that man. Like there are a lot of people that really hate that man. And I think we're seeing a lot of those people that hate that man really come out and be like, we hate that man.
Yeah, that's the whole, honestly, that's what I've noticed. That's the whole campaign. And again, I think here's why, like, even talking about it is so fucked. No matter who you are, no matter who, get this, even if I was up here saying, like, I'm voting for Kamala and here's why. Like, even if it was that, like, it's so messed up because, like, oh, God.
Oh no, I said go there, man. Go there. Don't be afraid.
Because like a lot of this stuff, I'm sorry, man. It could be my opinion. It's like objective. It's like objective. Like, yo, this doesn't make sense. This isn't good. This isn't good. And like, yeah, okay. So here's the thing. I do not think that it would be good for America for Donald Trump to be president. Here is why. I think it would be bad for us culturally. And I think we misinterpret how much culture impacts us and our society and eventually culture leaks into politics. And like, look at the big topics now, and like how culture and media is used. Like, the internet, we've had the internet for what, 30 years, 20 years, 25, 20 years, something like that. So like things are really, really, really different now, and it's getting weird. And well, but dude, she's not cool. Like, no one liked her a few months ago. I was about to say 2 years ago. 2 years ago is when she went silent, right? Because I remember when Biden gets elected, right?
See,
and she was there.
I'm sorry.
No, please.
I was going to say, I think that she was like, I'll just sit back here, shut up, let him get dragged all through the mud, and then either let him get reelected, die, and I become president, or whatever. But I part of me thinks,
no, that's not it, dude. So like, for the longest time, I'm not gonna lie, it looked like they didn't know what they were doing, and a piece of it, I think, is that I think certain things were planned, just not as soon as maybe they would have hoped. I think the debate was a test for them. I think they did it on purpose, so that way they could convince the people to be okay with Biden going out, right? Because it was obvious that he was, yeah.
Well, but see,
they knew that.
So I don't think.
And they cut off the money. I'm sure you heard about that, right?
Yeah.
So like the biggest supporters cut off the bread. That's if anything, that's the biggest reason why he got out. They cut off the bread, and then you see how much money she's been raising in that amount of time. They just didn't want him. And honestly, here's what I think about her. I think she was a last minute like die ditch effort, but like I also am under the impression that like they've doubled down on pandering and how retarded they actually think the general public is, and it's disappointing me how the general public is actually eating it, and it does actually concern me. Her numbers are going up. She's still not better than Trump, like as far as numbers go, but like her approval ratings are going, and it's like weird. Like even online, like I'm like, it doesn't make sense. No one liked her. Even if you hated Trump with all your vitriol, and you voted for Joe Biden, who again was also kind of corny, but like he was with Obama. So like he had that going for him, and he has been doing this for a long time, right? So they're like, and again, this Kamala has also been doing it. We'll get into like her accolades, because that's another thing that keeps fucking coming up. But she's corny.
No, yeah. I agree with you. However,
no one liked her. Where did this come from? She was corny. And then the black thing, the whole, let's get the race thing out of the way, right? And if you want, honestly, I would much rather watch the black journalists commit, because I watched that thing. If you didn't watch Trump there, that was hilarious. It was freaking brilliant. And it's so weird. Again, it's like, so, and this is something I didn't used to do. I would just see clips and stuff and hear people report on things, and I would just look at that and take that. I would not go to the source, take that in, and then look at the different opinions about said thing. That's what I do now, and it's like a lot. So I say, like, if I care about it, I'll do all that shit. For the most part now, I think I'm pretty good at deciphering, so I don't have to do as much digging. I can get a few things, and I'm like, okay. But with this, I had to watch that whole thing, because like I remember I was at work, working the bar. And on the TV, it's Trump questions and criticizes Kamala's race. Now, my first thought was, her bid to be the Democratic nominee, like to run for president. That's what I thought they meant by race. They did not. They meant, like race, So I'm like, okay. That's hilarious. What is that on the, like, did he actually? Because get this, I already knew, because it was MSNBC. So I was like, I already know that like there's more to this than just that. It could still sound really bad, but like, or it could be really bad, but like there's more to it's not how they're saying it exactly is. And wouldn't you freaking know it, I was right. But it did still sound pretty. It was funny, and that's the thing. He's funny. But what I was saying before is, yeah, he would be bad for us culturally because honestly, he's got too much hate. He's got way too much hate. If he would have did a second term before or whatever back in 2020, it would have been fine. Yes, time would have been up. We did 4 years of Trump. It was great. Not great, but it was fine. It was not as bad as people were saying, and the numbers show it. That's the stuff that, like, when I looked into it, I was like, yo, on paper, he was a pretty good president. Like, he was okay. He was not, again, he's not the Messiah, and that's what people are thinking now. They're like, he's again this, which both sides are doing that. They're like, oh, this election is the most important. Like, I thought the last one was the most important one. I thought the one before that was the most important one. Wasn't 2008 the most important? Like, what? Like, you get what I'm saying?
To be fair, 2008 might have been the most important one.
2000, I'm not, again, like, Obama did a lot of fuck shit, and like, I do not like him. Again, I don't know him, but like, he was so cool, dude. Like, that's dope. Because I would say Obama earned. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into it, y'all.
Like,
Obama earned his position.
My grandfather was a Black Panther, like one of the original Black Panthers, and I promise you, I had never seen that man cry a day in my life. The night Obama got elected, I watched my grandfather cry. Like, not boo-hoo cry.
Well, again, even outside of the like that emotional stuff, because like, yeah, that is a big part of it too. But like, just to be like, for my own sake and for the platform's sake, like, I want to be a guy of integrity, because like, there are certain things that we see right now and that have happened in the past 10 years that like also would mirror that, where it's like, shut up. I'm sorry. You're full of shit. Obama is different though. I just wanted to like throw that out there. Because like, that is, because you're right. Like, a lot of old people, like, yo, all the aunties, all the grandpas, all the grandmas, like, they, like, that was a big deal for them. But again, there was some merit to it. Like, it was we just got done with Bush. And like, again, like, you know what's crazy in hindsight? Like, think about the past like 20, 30 years. First Bush ain't that bad. Can you believe?
I think Bush
that? And I even say that being a, I guess, quote, technically Trump supporter. I even say that. I'm like, yo, first Bush was not that bad. If you look at like all the fuck that came after him, and we had good presidents after him, but like, definitely we did. Oh yeah, Obama, we were just talking about. But like, you get what I mean? Do you understand what I mean when I say that? How old are you? Jay, Tryline, you there? Hello. Oh, well, you know what? I'll mute him up. I'm gonna leave him up. He may come back. But oh, you here?
Yeah, I don't know why my phone just did that.
That was odd. Also, guys, yo, if you're watching, thank you for watching. I think we're still are we still on Instagram? You know what's crazy? I think so. Like, get this. So like, I remember how in the beginning I was like, oh yeah, I've been streaming forever. I don't stream anymore. I don't do anything. Instagram, I made fun of it. I think they worked out a bug. So before on Instagram, you could only stream but for so long.
Yeah.
Now maybe they changed that. I'm assuming they did, because like, it's still going. From what I can see, we haven't even gotten into like the material yet. But honestly, guys, I'm here. I'm on East Coast time, but like, we're gonna be here for as long as we need to be. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I got bills to pay. Like I said, I just got picked up a second job we should do, but at the same time, this is something that's been on my mind, and I am making videos, guys. I'm just very, very slow at it. Again, I don't know if you notice. Like, if you look at the videos that are up on the channel, right? Actually, so like, a lot of stuff is unlisted. You're a subscriber, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I don't know how often you're on YouTube, but if you see when I post, like, I've been posting more than I have been, right? Would you say so?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, cool. That's all I need. All right, so back to what we were saying. Yeah, I think Trump would be bad for us culturally, and it sucks.
See, I think So I I always say that we kind of like I hear a lot of people always blame Obama for like the racial divide, and I blame Obama, but I don't blame him directly. I blame the people criticizing him. So like how the way people criticized him and they kind of just like they I never really heard anybody criticize Obama's actual policies. I only ever heard them like criticize him, like him as a person.
That's
So
what we
there
heard a
are,
lot. We got a lot of that in the mainstream. You are right. Like things that were like unjustified and like crazy and like weird and like conspiracy. Not to say we'll get into the weird thing, but yeah, like just like draw like okay, like you get this. There are things to criticize. You're picking the wrong shit.
yeah, like even Trump, like Trump just popped out. I was like, oh, that he's not born. Like he wasn't born here. It's like, wait, what? Like, what are you talking about?
Honestly, I would say like, and you already know. I would like to think you know, like I'm not one to cry this shit. That's racism, bro. Like I mean, I like because I can't think of any other what do you mean he wasn't born here? I'm not gonna lie. Obama, believe it or not, is like I guess for like the 21st century. Let's just keep it a buck. Is as American as apple pie. At least like as far as like surface level how it looks. Again, he was really cool. Again, I have criticisms, but like yeah, it was fine. That
Like
recession, but like that's not all his fault. You feel me? Like the recession and shit. Like again, we did just get out of a fucking war, but he got us out of war. That was dope. Get it, yo. He killed Osama.
I was just gonna say that.
Actually, yo, everything else, yo, yeah. Get this,
'Cause
kids. Obama drone striked a bunch of kids, right? Like that's the thing that no one ever wants to talk about. Like it is what it is, and like it's not funny, but like just because like
he should
internet
catch
shit, like
hell
yeah, I'm
for
gonna keep
that.
saying it over and over. Obama drone striked a bunch of kids, and like, but like get this, that was he looked at that like casualties. I mean, he did stuff. Even with that, things were accomplished. It sounds really messed up, guys. Things were accomplished.
And you know what?
He got Osama. He's good forever.
To criticize him for that. But
Because some would say it was reckless, but
I guarantee you, if that was Trump or Bush that got Osama,
dude.
oh my god, we would never hear the fucking of it.
Dude, if they did either one, whether it be the drone strikes or the the getting Obama, there would be some. It'd be like, oh, they were in partnership with Osama and he skimped them on the bread. He got funny with the money, so that's why it was a coup. Like I don't know, like something. Speaking of coups, so the Democrats didn't vote on the nominee. Wasn't that odd? Because I thought our democracy was at stake. So like you would think, even though it's only a few months before the election, you would think they would fucking vote, right? Or let the people vote.
That's why I kind of think it was a bigger plan the whole time. As far as let's just get you to shut up. We'll try Joe Biden out here. And then once we've taken this thing too far that we can't even hold a primary at this point, then we pull you back out and be like you're running. I mean that's my personal opinion of it, because everybody for the past 4 years have been saying, "Hey, this man has dementia." Like everybody has said it.
He's got something, maybe Parkinson. Like he's just old, and Trump is also
like he's like
really old. Now I will give him this: the cognitive test. Like there's so many. Okay, so guys. Trump is a douchebag. He is a douchebag. He does not conduct himself in the way that even I believe a president should. And like, I'm not trying to sound like some straight-laced blah, 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 but like, you're the leader of the free world. Be like, if anything, like a good example is be like Obama, be like JFK, maybe a little bit of Bill Clinton. These are guys who were like kind of approachable. They were cool. So it was like, oh, like they're a regular guy, but like they did the job. Trump does, if you look again, do the research. Trump is not the Messiah. So like when I like, even though like that's who I'm choosing to vote for, and even though like that's the party that I'm more in favor of, and those are the things that like the policies and stuff that like he's for, that he's saying that he's going to put in place, and like the things that he's going to change are things that I mainly align with. So that's, for me, that's the best option. Even with that, I have to tell other people who are like, also, because like there are other people who I like, obviously I know people who are going to vote for Trump. I know people who are going to, you know, vote the other way. I have more communication with people who are going to vote for Trump, and that's just because, you know, the way the culture is. But even with that, I tell those people all the time, like, yo, like check, like sometimes I'll be talking and they're like just riding this man's nuts, and I'm like, yo, he's not the Messiah. He's not like a good dude. And for anyone to get that, and there are some people, because we're crazy. I had someone tell me, someone who I respect very, very much, you know, they didn't mean anything by it. And like, I know they don't think I'm terrible, and I don't think they're terrible, but like he said, like, you know, it means a lot about a person, you know, it says a lot about a person who they punch in the ballot box. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of like, it hurt my feelings, y'all, because I started thinking, I was like, oh, like, am I a fascist? Am I a Nazi? Like, no, I didn't think that, but like, it's crazy that that's even like in someone's head, because like even vice versa, I don't think that. Most people who I think are voting like opposite of the way I am, and because I disagree, I have a bias, I'm just like, oh, they're just ignorant. Some people, like, it depends on the person. Get this, that goes to the same thing with the people who are also voting for the guy I'm voting for. Some of them are evil, like, definitely, you could tell. There's a big tell. But I'm just going to be honest, from my experience, from what I've witnessed, spending time, again, it's not, I don't have confirmation bias. I'm telling y'all right now, I did a lot of, like, I overlooked the news. Again, if I care about the story, or like I'm trying to understand something that like happened. It was mainly the left for a long time, but now it's the right. It's like literally everyone is like, everything's gone to shit. There's a few people, this is going to sound like me, and fuck us.
It's turned into a football game, in my opinion. You either rock with my team or you don't. Like Kendrick Lamar, he has a verse in a song where he says, "It's nothing new, the same Democrats and Republicans," and it's like, that's really what it is. Like, as much as we talk about like gang banging culture and stuff, this shit is turned into gang banging.
But you know what's crazy? It wasn't always like that necessarily. Now it is. Something that so like, there's this guy I work with, and I would call him my friend. He is fantastic. He's a democratic socialist. Did you hear what I said? He's a democratic socialist.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
And that couldn't be any more opposite to, like, I guess a lot of the things that like maybe I think that are best, or like how I would choose to make my political or voting decisions. And we have very good talks, and I appreciate him, and I know exactly where he's coming from. He's an educated guy, he's been around, you know. And I like, my talks with him are like fantastic. Like, we talk about like mundane, stupid shit too, but like those things, and it's very interesting always hearing his perspective, because he's so passionate. He's very, very passionate, and it's admirable. But I disagree. And like, I really do want to understand. Like, I really get this. I still could be wrong in my judgments. I'm pretty sure I'm not. I think, at least I feel like I'm doing what's best for me based off of like what I think would be good for me and my family as an American, right? And looking at everything. But when people are saying things publicly and in the news, like, our democracy is at stake, what am I supposed to think of that?
Yeah, that's when it gets like iffy. But like, so I've come to kind of understand what people mean by democratic socialists, and it's only because the way capitalism works sometimes, some motherfuckers got to take a L. Well,
That's
a
honestly,
lot of
that's
people.
society. That's all
Well,
societies.
yeah, true, but it's one of those things where it's like I still think that even low-level jobs should still give a livable wage, whereas a lot of people who believe in the capitalist system is like, no, you're just lazy. Sorry, go get a better job. But then
I
it's like,
I think
but then it's like,
those
how
people
many?
resent because like some of them worked hard. Like now, don't get me wrong, a lot of people get like L's up, and like if you're, something that like I've always criticized. You ever hear people like, "Oh, I'm trying to build generational wealth," and I'm like, "No, you don't." And it's like, why? It's like, well, you talk a lot of shit about the Kardashians, right? And you say like they haven't done anything, and like they were just born rich, and like who are they? Like, so like you want someone to talk that much shit about your kid? You're building this again because it's fun to say, it's nice to say, because
Yeah,
you think you're going to be as respected once you get into a different tax bracket. Now there is a difference between quote old money and new money. Again, let's not act like money isn't the most important thing. Again, racism isn't our country's problem. It is a problem with us, but not how people think. We've talked about that. But money, that's the thing. The universal lubricant. That green cheddar. That blue cheese.
well, see, my thing with it is though, like I was talking to my grandfather yesterday, and we were just talking, and he was like, "Yeah, back then I could literally work at a country club making $3 an hour, and could afford to like take care of me." At the time, it was just my oldest aunt, but he was like, take care of him, my grandmother, and my oldest aunt. And he was like, I was able to do that off of $3 an hour. $3 an hour. Like, that's, to even think about that is fucking insane. But
Hey man, you ever work hospitality?
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, which yo guys, I'm sorry, I'm not, again, Trump's not the Messiah, kids, right? But
Right.
like he has mentioned raising the rate for those in the service industry for my
Well,
people. So all you bartenders and all you waiters and waitresses and hosts and maitre d's out there, you listen up. I'm just saying.
but see, I think that's where a lot of people get this like socialist ideal from, because in their mind, they're thinking, I just want everything to be even for everyone. So
That's
I want to
impossible. That's unrealistic.
well, I mean,
That will cause problems.
well, I don't disagree, but I do understand the thought of it, because it is like you want you want to go to, like, not you specifically, but just a person. You want to go to Roof Chris, but then you turn around and say those people don't deserve to get paid at least $10 an hour. So then it's like, well, what is it? Because you can't want to frequent this restaurant that isn't paying people livable wages, and then when them people stop, like, a lot of people aren't like that, like they're saying like people don't want to work this generation. A lot of these people feel like, yo, y'all aren't finna work me to death for some bullshit pay, and then just go replace me after I die. Like, and yeah, that's life, but at the same time, it is like, yo, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I quit a job, and like I remember my family being pissed, but I literally go in the interview and I tell them, hey, I can't work nights. I can't work nights. I have full custody of my daughter. I'm the one who takes care of her. I'm trying to work while she's at school. So while she's at school, I'm at work. oh yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, we'll have you on the morning shift.
Yeah,
So
until you get the schedule.
yeah, and so
Yeah,
I
I'm
do it
going
for
through the
like,
same thing right now.
and I do it for like the first 2 weeks, and then I go to my boss, and I'm just like, hey, I said in the interview I couldn't work nights. Like I have to be able to take care of my daughter. Oh yeah, man, but that's all we got. That's all we got. Take it or leave it. And it's like, well, if that's all you had, why didn't you tell me that? I asked him. I said, well, why didn't you tell me that when we were still interviewing? And this motherfucker just looked me dead in my eyes and said, I needed the position filled.
Yo, and get this, I already know that. Like, I'm looking at like the gig the gig I just picked up now, and I'm like, okay, I've already figured out that this particular store, I don't know if it's the company, I don't think it's the company, they're pretty successful, has a high turnover rate, and I'm like, okay, that's number one. And I'm there, and honestly, the culture there is a little different than what I've gotten used to at another spot. But like everything's reasonable, you know. It's I would say it's a lot more ship shape. But yeah, no, I'm not really feeling it, and like it's kind of relieving because it's like, well, you know, I got the other gig, but I do need two. Which again, guys, my Cash App is like in the description. My daughter needs juice.
Man, don't they?
Yeah, I don't like the juice boxes. Like honestly, it's so weird. It's such like a mundane thing. But like just looking at the juice boxes, I'm like, gee, you know how much I spend on juice boxes?
Juice boxes, Cheeto Puffs,
freaking popcorn.
My son, like for some reason, he just feels like if it's not macaroni and cheese or Cheeto Puffs, I will not eat it. Like, we've tried to get this man in food therapy and everything. And my son is like, kiss my ass if it ain't Cheeto Puffs or like some macaroni and cheese. And then, like, he only eats the Kraft mac and cheese. He won't eat the Velveeta mac and cheese.
Yeah, like I wish my daughter would eat freaking. See, I love Blue Box. I eat it probably more often than any adult should. And like sometimes she fucks with it, and then other times no.
But see, I'm a Velveeta man. I like my shells and cheese. And the fact that you won't eat shells and cheese, the fact that you won't eat shells and cheese means that your mother won't buy shells and cheese because she knows you're not going to eat it. So now
my wife does that too. Like she'll like, I'll be like, oh, they give her this for dinner, and she'll be like, no, she's not gonna eat it. And I'm like, she ate it 2 weeks ago. She's like, no, she's not gonna eat it. I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's like, yo, she was just eating it. Well, she's not eating it now. It's like, well, god damn it.
I say, I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna sound harsh. And I get, guys, my daughter's still alive, so clearly I need. You're gonna get hungry eventually, young boy.
I be wanting to. I just don't. I don't have the fight in me no more.
You pick and choose your battles, but like especially like because like my daughter's like, I have your daughter's way older than mine. My daughter will be 3 in December.
Yeah, see, I have a 7 and 4-year-old now.
Yeah, so like I'm assuming you know what I'm going through right now. Like she's acting stupid, but I'm like, yo, I want to kind of get it nipped in the bud as soon as possible and be like, look, this is what we're eating. So
yeah.
And she drinks a lot of milk. She still drinks a lot of milk.
He only drinks almond milk. He will not drink no other milk but almond milk. Which is
probably better. So your son can be able to run faster than my daughter.
I mean, like, that's fine. But then I be wanting to tell her, like, ma'am, don't forget I gotta live here too. Like, I have to live in this house too. It's
whole
not
milk,
just you,
please.
Yeah, at least 2%. Jesus.
Yeah, I can work with 2, but especially what I use milk for. Like, I'm never like, oh, especially like it's hot as shit. Like right where I am, I'm like, oh no, I'm not like, oh, you know what sounds good? A glass of milk.
Yeah, but see, and this is why. This is the only reason why I've been tempted to vote for Trump.
That bread, exactly. Yo, you see, people. Again, y'all keep trying to keep trying to act like again. It's not. I'm not gonna lie. He probably is. Obviously, he has a huge ego. He's in for it. He's in it for himself to something. One to like. It could just be to fuel ego because like he's got bread. But I'm sure there's some line. They all go in there to line their pockets. You know, and make themselves look good. That's why it's annoying. It's like they're acting like the shit that he's doing. Literally every single politician has done and will do and continue to do. And now all of a sudden we're acting like we're offended by it. That's what's cringe to me. I'm not saying like don't call bullshit out. Yeah, call it out. But like it is a literal. This is the literal definition of a witch hunt. The trials were a witch hunt. He probably did that shit, dude. Like he's convicted. So like yeah, according to the books, yeah, he fucking did that shit. But like get this, guys. And this is the reason why a lot of people that trial stuff is the reason why a lot of people jumped ship. And like again, look at the numbers again. Now Kamala's numbers are going up. Don't be fooled. This is true. But Trump still, it looks like he's still going to win. But like it is changing. And I'm concerned because, yeah, people are stupid. I think easily swayed.
I think that Trump is going to win. Now, if he loses this time I might be willing to be like, this was stolen. I personally.
Well, he was trying to steal the last one.
Well, he went crying.
I'm not saying I'm mad at him. But he got caught. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I don't think he. I think if he would have shut up,
he probably would have won. Maybe naturally, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe. But he get this. He got spooked. That's what I think. I think he got spooked because I do not think that was the plan the entire time. A lot of people think he stole the last election. No. Well, the same way, get this. When people in 2016, even though I did not like the fact that Biden won, there were a lot of people who were like, they cheated. I don't think they cheated. I think you saw America in both instances. And we're going to see it again. And I'm not going to lie, if Kamala wins, I probably will think something is weird. But at the same time, based off of like how I'm seeing the culture and narrative around her changing, yeah, I'm going to call it a narrative. Guys, she was not cool just a few months ago. No one liked her. Like, do y'all not peep? I'm so sick. I don't care how it sounds. I don't care how I sound. What do you mean? Someone explain it. Yo, so you don't like my music. You're having I appreciate the engagement, brother. Or sister, I don't know. Call in. Hit the link. You don't gotta cam up. I mean, like, yeah, I gotta, test you out, but come on up.
I just
like talk because like I
just think because I think what they did in 2020 was smart. They just every time Trump talked, they'd be like, well, racists like you.
And I think a lot of that, first off, so a lot of that shit's wearing off. However, and that's another reason why, and people don't like when you say, which is, oh God, there's so many things about this.
But I think it just worked so good in 2020 that they were like, oh, damn, I wonder if it'll work again this year.
And it's working again right now because I'm telling you, that's the only reason why. It's because she's a woman and because she keeps saying she's black. And yes, I said that. Yes, she is technically, I guess, black. Yo, you know how much these people's lives are public? She is 25% what you would call African American descent people. And this goes, wait. That's just the facts. Now, get this. There are probably some people, when they bring that up, it is because they're racist. And they're like, that's like somehow a flaw. And it's like, okay, no. The reason why I think it's coming up a lot is because it's so obvious. Like, it is. When you say diversity, is this something? So there's a few different things. And just the 2-3 weeks with this Kamala crap, right?
Yeah.
There's so many different narratives, so many different new things and phrases and narratives, like all kinds. It's all mixed in there. One of them is, bringing up the fact that she's a, quote, diversity hire. People get really offended by that. Certain people get offended by that. Get this. You know what people get offended by that? The same people that call for diversity hiring and DEI in the workplace.
I just be trying
So
to
wouldn't you?
I be trying to figure out how elected officials are DEI hires.
I don't think that they're all DEI hires, but here's the thing. She was picked by Biden, and he said this because of those immutable characteristics. Now, obviously, her other qualifications, like he couldn't just pick some random girl off the street. You feel me? Yeah. He had to pick someone who was, a politician, someone who was respected in the community, had accolades, had skill sets that show. And most people in politics, no matter how stupid they actually are, and get this, we all know there's stupid politicians. We see them all the time. Come on. So Paul. But it doesn't take away, and that's not because people then be like, oh, well, she like a narrative, not narrative, but something I keep hearing come up. If I'm like, Kamala. Like if I snicker at it, they're like, "Oh, she graduated from a HBCU and she was a DA and she passed. She took the bar twice, and which is funny." And and it's like, okay, like I can dig it, dude. I don't think she would. She's up for president. Maybe one of the underlings, one of those people in one of the chairs with a name tag, talking when they're all arguing with each other. But no, I'm sorry for multiple reasons. One, even as a layman. She doesn't. So get this. I'm a layman. My younger brother does not know dick. I'm always talking to him about the news and he's like, oh yeah, that's wild. That's crazy. Sometimes depending on what it is, he'll chime in. And 2 years ago, and it's always 2 years ago, because again, 2 years ago she was talking and then she went quiet for 2 years. Right. But 2 years ago, I just kept saying, I was like, yo, this broad is dumb. I know how, and then I know how that sounds. Like, oh, she's a woman. He called her a broad. She's a woman of color, the most oppressed group in the world.
Well,
she sounded foolish. Oh, you went out, but yeah, she sounded foolish. You call link back up. You joined. You went out, but yeah, she sounded foolish a lot of the time. I didn't really again. I got what she was saying, but she took forever to say everything. It was just weird, and it just didn't seem like she just wasn't. She just seemed corny. She just naturally seemed fake. And again, it's not the end of the world, those being traits or attributes about her, but she just didn't ever seem just interesting or cool. And then to hear that Biden, I will never forget when he announced it. It was breaking news. I went to see my mother at her place of work, and it was all over the TVs. And I was there for a little while. I was there for 45 minutes, and at one point, just out loud, I was just like, I'm sorry, who is she? And my mom was like, what? And I was like, well, all they've talked about for the past almost hour is the fact that she's black, apparently. She's black and that she's a woman. They said what state she was, I guess, in charge of, or had some saying, but I don't know, who is she? Why did he pick her? And they were saying why the whole time. And he said from the jump he was going to pick a woman. And I'm sorry, kids, it sounds messed up, but just look at the math, and it's okay. Again, you can still think Black Lives Matter and all those things or whatever. They picked her because of that.
Well,
that's why.
And there was around the 2 years that she went quiet. That's why I say I think a lot of this was planned. But
yeah, which is why I get this. I think this was the last. I think they had multiple plans, and now I would say this is a desperate move, and I'm actually shocked. I'm not. I'll give them credit. It's working. Just from what I'm seeing people who are was it the banner that was going around? I saw a week or two ago. I'm for her. I'm like, the fuck? Since when? What? Based off of what? Kamala Harris? I thought that would be the most devastating thing in the world. I remember because for a while, even before Biden dropped out, even before the debate, people were like, yo, he needs to drop out. He needs to drop out. They're going to look real dumb. Who's going to replace it? Because they were like, yo, he's obvious. He can't. Or it's just going to be a freaking land. Trump's going to just obliterate. I still think Trump's going to win regardless. Just looking at the numbers and just my personal opinion already. Having faith. That's what it looks like. But yeah, that would have been Biden. Cake. And again, people keep saying Kamala's going to be a hard opponent for him, not for the reasons that people, I guess, who are, and it's only people who are for her, are saying. And get this, the people who are for her are not just people who are against Trump or are for Trump or whatever. I think there's a lot of people who probably are Democrats, left leaning. They can't. They despise Trump. They also think that their democracy's at stake, and like they're like her. But again, in their camp, let's keep it a buck. In their camp, if you criticize any criticism of her that I've only response to the criticism that I've heard from her, from the majority in these past few weeks, always has something to do with sexism or racism. And like it's disgusting and embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm seeing people who like I respect highly. I still respect them, but like people I thought were intelligent, and they're like simping over like I mean like on Facebook, like they're posting this stuff, and I'm like, yo, like I looked up to you when I was a young boy. I mean, I still do. Yeah, again, because like I mean, these are like, it's just wild to me. I'm just like I get this. I want to know. Make me like her. Convince me. This love and admiration. Get this. You're better off. And a lot of people like they're saying it without saying it. Some people have no problem with saying it. I don't think it's like a secret or anything like that. But like they're just like, oh, I hate Trump, and I want to make sure I'm on the right side of history, and this looks like the best thing. So like that's what I'm saying because that's what everyone else is saying, and like it sounds good, right? Yeah, that's what like the majority of people are saying. Like again, that's what it is, kids. And there's nothing wrong with that. I get it. A lot of people, they don't like, who wants to, again, if you're seeing the news, you don't pay attention to this stuff. Trump's a racist fascist. I'm sorry, guys. I think he's grossly prejudiced like any other rich white guy in America. I don't think the guy's racist by the definition, not the new definition that you guys are coming up with. And get this, that doesn't mean that he's a good person either, just because he's not racist. And like I don't like it shouldn't be a problem that I say that. It shouldn't be our democracy. First off, and yes, right-wing talking point. Our country's not technically a democracy based off of what you guys are saying, because if it was, there would be turmoil. Our founding fathers were smarter than that, dickheads.
Well, so I have come to a slight little conclusion. Excuse me. But I do think that Kamala was chosen because she was a black woman. I do think that.
You racist pig, woman hating.
I mean,
Kevin Samuels clone.
See, I think a lot of that is overblown too. Like I remember, I forget who said it. It was a white liberal person, and he was like, "Yo, a lot of stuff."
You went out. You're like a lot of stuff. I don't know if you muted by accident or what.
Yeah, I don't.
What?
My phone keeps muting itself. I don't know why.
Oh,
but
God.
My phone must be a leftist. But
and see, like that's, you get this. It's like fun to make like I have no problem. Again, make all the jokes in the world. I'm gonna keep making jokes, but like it makes it hard to have conversations with people who like honestly, it's like it would be good to talk to, whether they agree with me or not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Because I think a lot of people like to feel like they're doing good. Like a lot of people want to be considered a good person. Whether they're a good person or not, I don't think they really care. But as long as the world is like, oh yeah, she's a good person. Like they did like this interview, and they were talking about voter rights and stuff, and all the white people were like, yeah, I think the voter rights is bad because, you know, like black people have a hard time getting their IDs, and they don't know where the DMV is and stuff, and you know, it's just a lot for them to get it. And then they would have asked black people the same question. They were like all the black people were either like, no, I got my license, or like one was like, well, do you know where the DMV is? Like he kept asking them, do they know where the DMV is? And they all kept giving him the directions to the DMV. And so it was like proving the point of like, no, they know where the DMV is at. Like they're not these downtrodden, lost soul of people that we try to make them. So I think lot of that does come from just white people wanting to feel good about themselves, which I don't necessarily fault people for.
You think it's
'Cause,
because they're white and like they're like, oh, my whiteness. You think that's what they're thinking about, or you think it's just like humans being like, I want what's best for me because I'm me?
well, I think it's a mixture of both. So I do think part of it is kind of like this weird, like a lot of shit we say I don't necessarily believe in, but I do. Like I think it is a certain level of white guilt.
Oh, okay. So you're saying they're aware of it and it's there. Maybe it's not like justified the way they think, and it's still, but it's still fucking happening. So it's like it's still cringe. So it's like, yo, it makes you look racist, even though you're not racist, but like your prejudice and your actions are making it look a certain type of way, and it looks really, really bad, and it's not the correct way to go about it. But it's from a place of like, oh, I'm trying to do the right thing, right? Which is, I think that's the real racism in America, which is why, yo, I've said before, I'm like, yo, like people don't get Out, like Jordan Peele's movie. And I'm like, yo, like, first off, the movie is not amazing because of its deep subject matter. It's a very well made movie. It's like one of the most perfectly well made, like well thought out, like movies in a very long time.
Yeah.
Right? That's number one. Number two, it's about racism in America, and like it was perfect. It did it, and people still didn't get it.
Yeah, and I think what it is like I do think, because I hear a lot of people be like racism got worse, and I'll be like, no, you just couldn't find out what was going on in the next state over. So like you living in New Jersey, right?
Jersey?
Yeah, you live in Jersey, right?
Oh hell no.
Wait, what state you in?
I'm in Philly. Kamala was here today. That's what, like, I mean, yeah. So we still have time. I'm trying to get you don't like my music to call in. So yo, you don't like my music. If you're watching on Instagram, go to the link in my bio, right? Go to the YouTube channel, go to the live stream in the comments, or if you're watching on YouTube, just look in the comment section at the top. It's pinned. Anyway,
so like I ain't gonna lie, as a Southerner, New York, Philly, New Jersey, all of that is just one big thing. That's just
I mean, pretty much. Like, what's weird is Pennsylvania is pretty. It goes from purple to red, but I guess pretty much a red state. But like, because I'm in one of the most major cities in the world, it's in America. It's blue.
Well, yeah, it's the same thing for me. I live in Dallas, so yeah, our state is red, but our city always in blue. But even then, it's one of those things of. So I think, like back in the day, something in Philly could happen, and we not hear shit about it in Texas. Just like something in Texas can happen, and we not hear shit about it. But because we have shit like Twitter and Facebook and stuff now, we're able to keep in contact and keep locked in on like everything that's going on. So now I can know what's happening in Philly and even get a chance to share the video and have my own little 2 cents about it. Whereas back in the day, that wasn't something that was going to really happen.
Nah, I mean, yeah, it's.
Yeah, I think.
So disheartening. But like, it's. I guess accepting it is the first step, right?
Yeah, I think it is. It does get disheartening. It's one of those things of like, I always be like, yo, they lied to us in our childhood. It's like they completely.
What they lie to us about? What they lie about?
Just a lot of shit. Like just
like first thing that popped in your head. what did they lie to us about as kids?
As long as you work hard, you will be something in life.
Not all the time, but like for the most part, you will do better than people
Like,
that don't.
So
Like it depends on what your definition of better in life is, and I think we're really fucking out because of social media. Yeah, I blame social media for something, guys. Get over it.
I don't. I blame the parents.
Oh yeah, that too.
Well,
But the parents are a product of, like you see, it just goes around. in a
So
loop.
I think
Chekhov's
there
gun.
was a massive parenting shift after September the 11th. Like, I think the way parenting was happening changed after September the 11th.
Because millennials started having kids, dude.
Well,
That's why.
no, I'm talking because, like, even for our age group, we're already born. Like,
Yeah,
a
but
lot of,
they're like I'm saying after that though.
but see, but that's what I'm
Millennials started
saying.
having children,
So-
and that's what happened.
So, okay, what I'm trying to really say, because, like, September the 11th, September 11th, I am 8. I'm 8 years old. Yeah. So that means my sister would be.
I think I was 8 too, or 9. Yeah, 8.
Yeah. So my sister would be 18, and my other sister would be 16. No, yeah, 16. Either 15 or 16. Yeah. So
Oh, you went out again. You went on mute. Your sisters are older than you, so they probably have more context on what was going on. My oldest sibling is 3 years older than me, so
I don't know why my phone
There
keeps
you go.
doing it. So what I was saying was, like, the way my sisters raised their sons is how my mom kind of, like, my mom was initially raising me. But then it all feels like after 9/11, all our parents kind of bunkered us down. Like, where, like, I remember being able to spend the night at friend's house. And then, like, all of a sudden that stopped being. Like,
oh well,
my
then
mom-
also that's when, like, around that time, like the late 90s, early 2000s. Remember, people started like realizing, like, oh, yo, there's like pedophiles and stuff.
But there had been pedophiles. Like,
Yeah, and like we
fucking
knew that happened, but like it was like people really became aware of it. And then, like, remember all that stuff with like the Catholic Church, like
but
it was
I mean,
Stranger Danger. Like, remember To Catch a Predator? Yo, I should do a To Catch a Predator stream. Oh my gosh, I love To Catch a Predator. That was fantastic. But yeah, man, it was a scary time. Like we learned things, but again, it's like always how we react to it. And I would say for the most part, like, it's good to like be aware of those things because then you can troubleshoot them. I don't know if I could say it's the same as, I mean, maybe that's where the hysteria started, but as far as like the rationale and way of going about it, it is dramatically different, which I guess one could argue would be expected, but it's weird. Like, again, it's all or nothing. You're either with us or you're against us. And again, it's like, who's us? Who's they? Those are like, oh, they. Like, that's all you know what? Wait, let's. Guys, so if you're just now joining us, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel because it helps us out over here. And my daughter needs juice boxes. You know how much these, like, the Honest Kids juice, do you know? Like, even you can have every single person in the world's Sam Club card. It's still ridiculous. It's insane. Anyway,
I must clearly don't care about my child because that baby is getting some Kool-Aid Germans and he's gonna like it.
You know what? I didn't even think about switching up bike brands. It didn't even. I like the Honest Kids because like it's watered down.
Nah,
I'm like, okay.
I'm giving him all that so he can have a sugar crash by 8:45.
Oh, we got other. I use the Rice Krispie treats. She likes those. You know.
Oh, nah, you got a winner of a child. I fucking love Rice. She doesn't even buy him Rice Krispies. She buys them for me.
If I could get one, you know. So be glad that no one else wants them. Anyway, call in. Yo, what's it? You don't like my music? Whatever the hell.
That is on Instagram name.
Yeah, I mean he might be watching on Instagram. The Instagram stream, I guess is still going strong there. I don't know if anyone's watching there. I'm looking at it. I don't know. That thing's weird. Anyway, so Kamala announced she's running with this guy. I see this guy. I don't know who he is. You know, I'm a layman. You can't figure it out. You give up. I call bullshit, sir.
Stop the cap.
Yeah. Why are you lying? Why are you always lying? Why are you always lying?
Stop the cap right now.
Yeah. Come on, man.
I mean, it
why you always lying?
Yeah.
Keyword is sometimes.
You're trying to join the stream. So, like, are you doing it on your phone or are you on your desktop? I really want to talk to you because I mean, you have opposing opinion. It's always interesting. I'm curious. Like, I don't know who he could be. Like, just because I'm like under the impression that he has an opposing opinion, but he could be like, oh well, I'm gonna vote for Trump. I just think you're wrong. Which wouldn't that be lovely? Wouldn't that be great? Like, yeah, seriously, that would be awesome. Okay, so if you're on your laptop, so boom, look, we're gonna help you. You gonna do this? It's gonna be fine. Look at the live chat.
That would be hilarious.
Right at the top, right up there, pinned at the top of the live chat is a link. Click that link. I don't know. I forget. It's been a very long time. I've always had a StreamYard. It may ask you to make a profile. Just give them your email. Fuck it. And just sign it, dude. Or do it as a guest.
I think you can. Yeah, I was about to say, I think you can do it as a guest.
Oh, okay. So that's an option. Yeah. And like, I'll see you when you come up in the back, dude. So yeah, like definitely. No, please join us. Because honestly, I want one. I want you to be able to explain, like, you know, just from, because obviously you've been listening, so I want to like get your feedback on that, as well as I do want to watch a Cash App link on Instagram, not in the description, the live chat, the comment section. So like, it's a live video. You go to the live chat, and you know what? Look, I'm gonna post it in the chat again, so you ain't gonna have no excuse.
I think we got a boomer, guys.
Oh, I hope he's a boomer. Or a Gen Zer. I actually really like Gen Z. I used to talk so much shit on them. I don't know, like, we're not even that far
Gen Z's after us, right?
No, I think Gen Z is pretty based. And, like, what I mean by that is, like, even the ones I disagree with, like, they're
no, I'm saying, like, Gen Z is after millennials, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what's after them. I know my daughter is what, Gen Alpha?
Yeah.
Is that these kids now? Is that your kids?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I have I don't know, because I mean, I have a 13.
Your kids Gen Z? She might be Gen Z.
One of them might be Gen Z. I think my oldest son is probably Gen Z because he's 13.
You don't like my music is in the back. Give me a peace sign.
Yeah.
I can see you in the back, Jack. Just like give me like a peace sign, like hold up your hands like that to make sure. I want to make sure you can hear me. Okay, great, my guy. Let's bring him up. What up? You're up. You're here.
You're live at 5, my guy. How you
Can you hear
doing?
me? Am I talking? What's up? Sorry, I'm talking on the.
I mean, I
Sorry,
can hear you.
My wife's trying to sleep, so I gotta work something out. Hold on. Carrie, you going to bed?
You're fine by me, brother.
I say, yeah, man. I mean, I can hear you. Questions, comments, concerns. Please cook. You don't like my music? Hey, you're in the comments. So, like, what are your thoughts? Do you think we're doomed? Can you hear me? You don't like my music? Can you hear me? I'm talking in the chat here.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Is there a delay?
Yeah.
No worries. Either way. So, any thoughts? Like, just off the dome? Like, anything you want to ask me? Like, what do you think? Did I say anything that you were like, oh, I agree with that, I disagree with that? Like, what's the word? Big delay. All right. So look. Log out and then log back in and see if it works. All right, I'm gonna remove you from the drawing. So just like log out and then log back in and see if it works that way. Because yeah, there is like a really big delay. You weren't hearing anything I was saying. But yeah, kids, it's getting crazy. Who's okay? So do you have anyone? I don't think anyone's watching on Facebook. At least not to my knowledge. Let's see. Actually, you know what? This would be a really good time. So you don't like my music? If you can still hear me, I see you in the back. Log out of the room and then log back in. However, I think right now is a really good time for a bathroom break, dude. Again, we gonna be here, for a little while. I do want to get into the Kamala video, or the thing today that was in Philadelphia. So we'll be right back, kids. After it's no messages. No messages, but hey, what's up with some sponsorships, some tie-ins? Subway, I'm your guy. All right, like really, Subway. I will be your new spokesperson. The Jared thing was where I love Subway. People talk a lot of trash on Subway. We can talk about Subway when I get back. But like, yeah, the John. You see? All right. So, you like my music? What's up? So, like, yeah, I was saying earlier, like, yeah, you're very active in comments. Like, what are your just off the rip? Like, just give me your scoop. Give me your opinion. What's your view? Did I say anything you agree with? You disagree with? What have you, good sir?
Sorry, I had both like pages open and I was hearing massive echoes. But I'm just basically going to tell you guys, like, you guys got a really good chance to democratically stop fascism. And if you don't want to democratically stop fascism, guess what you're going to have to do?
What?
Violently stop fascism.
Wait,
Do you remember? Do you guys remember the 1940s? The World War II and that shit?
Well, I
You
wasn't
guys
around.
fucking remember what that was about? No, you don't. Of course you don't. Yeah, have you read a history book?
Yeah,
Do you understand what fascists were trying to do?
certainly.
And you think that, Kamala and Trump, same thing, right? You think that, like, executing nonviolent offenders, like drug dealers and fucking shoplifters and prison camps for immigrants, is like the same thing as Kamala and the Democrats? Fuck off. Fuck your fascist bullshit. We're going to stop you every step of the fucking way.
Who are you gonna stop?
You fucking fascist cunts who hate immigrants. You hate trans people. You hate gay people. You hate fucking black history. You hate everyone you can fucking get a hand on.
Are you talking about like the hypothetical, like the people who you feel like you're politically
I'm
opposed
not
to, or are you talking about me
hypothetical
specifically?
anything. I'm talking about Trump and the Republicans.
Oh, okay. So I thought you were talking about me specifically. Okay.
No, dude, you're fucking obviously not a racist.
Well, wait. Why? I mean, I could be. Why aren't I obviously racist?
Well, you
Oh,
could
just from
be,
like
yeah.
things you've heard me say that I'm for
If you're
and against.
if you're an absolute piece of shit cunt, yeah, you could be, but I assume you aren't.
I don't think that like it's fair to say that like just by default the Republican Party's racist. There's probably some racists in there, definitely. Actually, I would
You
say
don't.
yeah.
What are you waiting for? Like, so banning critical race theory isn't racist to you?
When you when they
Like
say
banning the idea that black people were oppressed for centuries.
no.
That's not racist.
First off, what is define? So you said so your claim is the Republicans are trying to ban critical race theory.
That's
What?
not a claim. That's what.
Okay, so that's what they're
doing in Florida. It's what the fucking Project 2025 says. And
why are they trying to ban critical race theory?
Because they don't want to feel fucking guilty about black people's poverty.
Ban it from where? Like school?
Yeah, what the fuck? Are you playing dumb? Don't fucking play
No,
dumb.
I want to know because like just from what you said, like I can come to my conclusion, but I want to know what like you mean by it and like how like that that's why I'm like asking a bunch of questions. I'm not trying to like be like
you're asking what? You're asking how are the Republicans banning critical race theory? Read the fucking newspaper.
From my understanding of critical race theory, yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah,
I don't think it should be taught
in. It's actually real history. Critical race theory is called real fucking history.
I disagree. I think it's a lot of theories.
You disagree because why? Because you think white people deserve to rule everything? Fuck off. We don't want your fucking fascist, racist, bullshit, homophobic votes. So fuck off and vote for Trump. We don't want your votes. We aren't trying to appeal to you. Fuck off.
Is my camera working? So I'm a male of color. I'm a black guy, right?
I don't give a shit. You're a fucking retard and you're a fucking fascist.
Now, okay. All right. Bye. Now, you can come back, right? I'm not going to take the name calling. I don't want to come on, chill out. All right. You really think
I'm not going to chill out, motherfucker? I'm not going to chill out and say,
whoa,
Trump and Kamala, the Democrats and the Republicans, they're just as bad. No, they aren't. Trump wants to execute drug dealers. He wants to execute thieves. And he wants to fucking prison camps for immigrants. Are you fucking retarded? What the fuck is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? Why are you so angry?
Because he's gonna fucking make people suffer, asshole.
I'll put money on it.
Imagine in 1939, people were like, "What the fuck are you so angry about?"
Hitler's fine, right?
These fascists, they're just looking out for their own. Like, for fuck's sake, man, be real. Get a fucking grip and stop the fucking fascist bullshit.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. I'm a fascist. So,
no, I didn't say you were a fascist. I said you're regurgitating fascist.
Oh, you're saying bullshit. Okay, yeah, sorry.
I'm sure you're just a fucking moron, dude.
What have I said? What have I said that was
fascists are using you. The white fascists are fucking using you.
Because I'm a dumb
you're
nigga
a
that don't know
fucking
nothing.
dude. Yeah,
Because I'm
exactly.
an ignorant nigga. Oh
No, you're just ignorant, plain.
wait.
It's got nothing to do with race, brother. You think white people can't be fucking stupid too? Most of us are. You are fucking dumb, and you're defending fascist bullshit. And if
because I'm
you
a
think
dumb
you
nigga
didn't
who like because I can't come to a conclusion on my own, right? It
stop
has to be me
stop
manipulated.
trying to put words in my mouth, loser.
Why can't it be
That's
that
the-
I just think that? Why can't that
Now
be
you
that
think
that's
what?
my opinion?
What do you think? What do you
Whatever
think?
it is that you're saying I'm a fascist for. Or
What do you think?
I've
Do you hate
thinking
immigrants?
fascist things.
Do you hate
No.
immigrants? Do you hate trans
Why
people?
would I? No.
Then
I don't
why
hate anybody.
would you fucking defend Republicans and Trump?
I don't think Republicans hate immigrants or hate trans people.
Of course they do. What the fuck? He wants
I think
to bring
I think that
prison camps for immigrants.
Republicans.
He wants to ban trans people.
What is
He wants
banning?
to
What does
fucking
banning
ban
trans
abortion.
people look like? Wait.
It means denying trans people the medical care they desire. That's
Under what? So like what? Where is
under
Trump
what?
making
What?
that? So
Shut
Trump's
the
the
fuck up,
Republican
you
nominee.
fucking moron.
Trump's the Republican candidate, right? So like, where did he say?
Oh
that?
yeah. Trump's a
When
Republican
did he say?
Good point.
When did he say that?
When did he say that he wants to execute drug dealers?
No,
In
like about
one
the
of his
trans
first
thing.
speeches,
You said
that
trans people aren't
when he
allowed.
started running.
No, when did Trump say?
Yeah,
when did he say that?
You don't know that
Let's look it up right
Republicans want to ban trans treatment. What they want to ban trans people, drag queens, anyone who doesn't fucking fit into their bullshit idea of what a fucking man is.
Based off of what?
What they said?
Let's see.
What they say constantly?
No, I'm looking up right now. Actually, I found.
Well, yeah, look up the
Let me
GOP's
look that
position
for you.
on trans people and immigrants. Look that up.
I want to know the GOP. I want to know what
Facebook
the nominee, because the nominees have proven to us before, not just in this election, but past elections, that like they're not necessarily always like for everything that their party or people in their party are calling for. So like it just to be, and this is the same thing.
Trump?
Same thing goes for like
so
when
Trump doesn't really hate immigrants and trans people. He's just lying.
I haven't heard or seen anything that shows that Trump hates immigrants or trans people.
Yeah, I'm sure you haven't, because you probably.
Wait, let's look at this article. Actually, here, I'll wait. Here, How long have you been watching the stream? Have you been watching the stream the whole time?
This is my first time, bro.
No, I'm saying like this particular stream, like right now, tonight.
If I had watched you earlier, would it fucking enlighten me in any way?
Yeah, because
if
you would have heard me give context about
like
how
a couple of weeks ago. Would I be fucking more smart? Fuck off.
No,
man.
I'm talking about. Look. One thing you're not gonna do is you're not gonna disrespect me on my drawing. Am I disrespecting you? I'm gonna disrespect
every fucking fascist piece of shit I ever come across.
So you're claiming. So I
always will.
Are you implying that I'm a fascist?
Yes, I am implying that you're a fascist because you obviously defend these.
All right, so like you can go somewhere. Honestly, all he had to do is reword it differently, and like I can get how that looks. Like, I mean, I don't want to like kick people off. In the future, I do want to start like hosting panels where like I'm not really involved and just kind of like let everyone else kind of talk. So like I wouldn't do that in that kind of particular like no, like I want to have a conversation. Like I don't mind, like I want to talk to you, but you're not gonna like you weren't giving reasons. You were just saying like, oh, because they're fascist, because like they're racist. Like you weren't giving examples. We was about to read actually. Yeah, look, I'm still gonna share it. So let's look at this. Badaram. Okay, so what does this say? Zoom in a little more for you guys so you can see it. All right, when was this? This is May 10th this year. All right. Former President Donald Trump on Friday said that he would undo a new Biden administration policy that will offer protections for transgender students under the Title IX federal civil rights law. His latest promise to restrict LGBTQ rights if elected to a second term. That is okay. Now look, look, my man's. Oh, sorry. You should have stayed up. What's up with my camera? Okay, there we go. Yeah, you should have stayed up because, like, look right here in real time, like you're John. I give it a no. What? And like, yo, like you guys see, like this is what I was talking about earlier. Like, it's like all or nothing. All or nothing. Where are the right wing weirdos? So, like, because I just said, like, oh, I don't hate gay or trans people. Where are they at? Like, are y'all watching? Are y'all sleeping? How do you sleep with your? How do you live with yourself? How do you live with yourself? Let's see. Yes, Yolanda. He's like, I did cut you off. You kept telling me to shut the fuck up, and that I was a fascist on my platform. Again, I don't mind you talking. We can talk. And again, the way you should have worded it was like, oh, it sounds like you're saying like fascist shit. Like, do you honestly think I'm a fascist? Just because, like, that's like, do you understand? Like, that's what I'm talking about. That's the shit I'm talking about, guys. Like, it's all or nothing. There's no nuance to anything. There's no, there's no looking like into like the context of things. There's no fact checking. Like, people just want to stay where they are. Like, I don't know. And again, and then when you ask them, like, okay, why? It's just trans people, immigrants, and the mentally ill are my neighbors. Fashion. Yeah, okay. So like the fuck? Who cares, dude? Like, I'm not saying who cares about like those people. Like, like you're under the impression. Again, when did he say? Again, we're gonna keep reading this article here because this is the first one I saw. Like, I'm gonna have to obviously keep looking. Like, I'm gonna have to look more into more of this. But anyway. Trump said on day one he would reverse the Biden administration's expansion of Title IX that will prohibit federally funded schools from preventing transgender students from using bathroom, locker rooms, and pronouns that align with their gender identities. Okay, so now I have context. Okay, so guys, get this. So we've seen a lot of stuff about this kind of thing in the news lately. And get this, I already know. Honestly, I don't even know if it's the majority, but like a lot of people would be critical if I said like, oh, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So here's why. I will explain. All right. So preventing transgender students from using bathrooms, locker rooms, and pronouns that align with their gender identities. So meaning that like, so like if someone identifies as a gender that they were not born as or whatever, or assigned at birth, whatever, everyone else has to like literally say their pronouns. Now, again, that I feel like that's you're forcing yourself onto literal speech. I think that's drawing. Like, it'd be the same way, because get this, like if I see like some, like, no one's gonna get mad. Are you gonna get just as mad if I walk into some cis guy and I'm like, you're a girl? Stop being such a girl. You're a female. She, her. Like, will the same rule apply? It would have to, right? But if I'm honest, I don't think that's the thing. This is a way to, and again, I would have to really look more into the the IX? Is that what it's called? Title IX, actually. The World Wide Web. Title IX. Let's see. There's a landmark federal civil rights law in the United States prohibits sex-based discrimination in any school or any other educational program that receives funding from the federal government. Okay, so again, this goes back to like the bathrooms thing. How many things have we seen with the bathrooms? And again, guys, I'm sorry. Evidence doesn't lie. we've seen that the bathroom thing has been abused in regards to the transgender conversation. And as much as it may seem like a weird thing, and like it's the only fair compromise I can think of is to come up with a third and or fourth option in regards to bathrooms. Because here's the thing, it's just majority wise, now it's less taboo than it was, but it sadly will always be something that is taboo. And what I mean is, like, people, those that are transgender, it'll always be taboo. Most people, it's just not most people. And I would even argue that a lot of people don't understand it. Now, more people are understanding as time goes on, because even now I would say that people are pretty at least come around to the idea, right? In some degree. Again, it depends on define what one means by like the idea of it. Because what I think, like when I see things like this, I think it's so people I'm under the impression, just from what I've seen, just looking at the evidence and what I know, I know transgender people. I have transgender family members. They're transgender content creators that I like. Like they're like, again, it's like it's a part of it being a millennial. Yeah, it's a part of now. There are some people that are trans. It is what it is, but they are a very small group of people. And I believe that people that are actually trans, because yeah, I do think that some people claim to be trans and they are not actually. And that doesn't mean that I'm not saying that they're running some kind of grift or con. I don't think that they're aware that they're not actually trans, which is why I think you're seeing, like, if you look at the data, there's the rise in cis females that all of a sudden became transgender is like the math isn't mathing. It's clearly a cultural thing. And like based off of what I thought we knew about transgenderism and gender dysphoria, that wasn't the case, which that's what I think it is. It's gender dysphoria. Again, it's fine. And honestly, I've met a lot of the trans people I know who have common sense like that. That's how they would categorize it. They went through physical things and they present in a way to, I would say, ease their distress and or whatever the mechanics of having any kind of dysphoria are. That's like, just to put it in layman's like simple terms. But with that, like, again, the bathroom thing, we've seen that that's been abused. And then as far as the pronouns, that's forcing language. Now, I highly doubt that anyone in the education system, you work in a public school, let's say you had a student that was transgender, which again, that gets to a whole another thing, because trans kids, I'm sorry, that's where I think that's where most people draw the line. Most reasonable, like the majority of people, I don't think have a problem with trans necessarily. I mean, I think most of the people think it's taboo and they're a little like put off by it maybe, but not in a hateful sort of way. It's just taboo. Yeah, it just is. I mean, let's keep it a buck. It's odd by the true definition of the word odd. And yeah, so, but with the kids, it's it's like, okay, I can get that someone may feel like they're in the wrong body and they may feel like they're a different gender than the one that they are. And they want to change themselves. Like, okay, maybe not my cup of tea, but if I'm drinking coffee, I don't care about what's in that guy's cup. But then when this guy, like, I go out to eat with my kid, and then like, people want to start, like I say, like, oh, my daughter wants apple juice, but then you're like, oh, well, no, she'll have this cup of tea. And I'm like, hey, well, she's a child. She can have her juice box, let her have a juice box. She wants tea later on. Let her indulge in tea, because juice boxes are for kids and tea is for adults. And if you don't know what I mean by that, like, I'm sorry. I don't care. So like again, it's like a lot of stuff, and not every single thing. Because again, guys, like again, I've criticized Trump for. I think if you saw, I was somewhere else, but it was what was it? 1 second. Oh, 1 second, guys. Jeez, okay. Sorry about that. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So like, yeah. So this, and sadly, like usually when I see things like it, so like, you know, you don't like my music, made an argument, right? You know, he claimed that I guess Republicans and Trump and I guess anyone that agrees with anything that they may say, even if it's just one thing, is a fascist and they hate trans people, they hate immigrants. So we use a trans example, right? So like, you know, he said that like, oh, he's trying to ban trans, which again, that was a vague statement. Like, what does that mean? So he's not trying to ban trans. That's number one. So that's the first thing we figured out just from yeah, looking at this, right? So Biden put in the Civil Rights Act, Title IX, or whatever, if that's how it's pronounced. And it would allow transgender students to be able to use, I guess, the bathrooms that align with the gender that they identify as, and same with locker rooms. And it just says, and pronouns that align with their gender identities, which I would assume would be that people have to, which is so odd in my opinion, because like, if you think about it, pronouns are really mainly used when someone like isn't present. So like, why would it, like that is, I'm sorry, that is a big ask and request. And what's crazy is I think most people would get along with the pronouns of someone that identifies as a different gender. Maybe that's just my group of people. Again, it will always be taboo. And until we kind of just accept that a little bit, kind of like the weird kind of racial problems. And again, we, you know, me and Jay were talking earlier, like, yeah, there's definitely a race problem in America, not in the way that people think. You know, go watch Get Out, and that's the racism in America. Let's see if you get what that movie is trying to say, because again, that's my criticism. Most people don't. But yeah, like, so like how is that like? So yeah, so like I'm reading this and it's just, yeah, so like you don't like my music, and like I see you in the comments still. Like, I mean, you're saying you wanted, you made the claim that he wanted to ban trans, and no, it's just it's the specifics of this particular thing that Biden was calling for, which I would say like that's again, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't necessarily know the solution to these problems. I gave one where it's like make a third and or fourth bathroom option, but does that really help? Like, because when I see this, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. It's like, so people who are trans, this is to help people who are trans. It's to get everyone else to go along with how they identify by any means, by getting the law involved. And I think that that's ridiculous. And it's a little, it's slightly, I get why it sounds good, because it sounds like a civil rights thing. But when you really, really just take a step back and think about it, yeah, like it doesn't, the math ain't mathing. What else to say? Trump told in Iowa in March he would sign an executive order to cut federal funding for schools pushing critical race theory, transgender, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content to children. Okay, so maybe it's possible that these, like, because you like my music. You mentioned earlier about critical race theory, and they're trying to get rid of that out of schools. So like you were right there, you know, it says that right there that he said that. We didn't really get to talk about it because I'm a fascist, and I suppose you probably think I internalize racism as well. But critical race theory is the theory. Like again, I don't having that kind of stuff in like a college course, you know, maybe like late high school, you know, start like, you know, like a precursor, you know, especially if you have like a philosophy class. Some high schools have philosophy. My high school had philosophy. Yeah, I can dig that. That makes sense. Because get this, it's a thing still. It's hokey and effed up and just as racist as it claims things are. But like I can dig it. There's nothing wrong with like learning it. I think it's when it's I think the problem is that people like even if you're teaching it in like which is again it's weird. It's like why are you teaching that kind of thing to like younger kids? Like what to what end? It's being taught as if it is 100% fact and like oh this is how the world is. It's not. I'm sorry, objectively, and it's really cringe. And honestly, I'm just keep it a buck, especially when white people, and this is as a black man, when white people get on that like high horse and get on that soapbox about stuff like that, it's a little concerning. That weirds me out and scares me a little more than like seeing like some KKK member on like Jerry Springer who's like, I hate, you know. Because it's like, why are you like this? Like, no, that doesn't make sense. Like, I'm sitting here telling you as a black man, right? Like, no, because I think like, no, that ain't exactly it. You feel me? Again, your heart's in the right place, I think. But like, it screams, you're not going to be able to call me racist. That or you're a bot yourself. Now, there are bots on both sides. There are definitely followers. There's a lot of people, like I talk to them all the time. Like I said, I work in the service industry. I talk to people all the time. So like, believe it or not, and it's happened more in the past year or two, more and more people who are like for Trump, you know, I already told you where I am. Again, I'm a red state, but like where I live is very blue. I've even known people who weren't for Trump, you know, 2-3 years ago who are like, you know, they're just in favor of him. That doesn't mean that they think that that's what's so weird about it. It's like, yo, like I'm voting for this person because I agree with their policies and the things that they're like as far as majority wise, like I'm sure there's something. I'm not gonna I don't look at every single fucking position. Maybe I should give it a read. Especially if I'm considering voting, I can give a read to every single thing he's saying. You know, I'm trying to keep up. I'm keeping up now, watching the news, reading, you know, the updates, looking at the stats as far as favorability and like how the polling is going in the states. You know, they're doing their tours. You know, they get in the DNC didn't happen yet, right? Democratic convention. Lots of black dudes hate women and immigrants too. It's not a pass. Yeah, the white man. Yeah. Yeah, tell us how you really feel. like that. I'm sorry, and again, I don't think you're a racist. I don't know, but like I think you're horrendously ignorant. Oh, and LGBTQ. So all my LGBTQ black cousins. And the families that our family that accepts them. Like what, like, because niggas are a monolith. Did you not know, guys? And again, when it's convenient, you see, because 1 minute it's uplift black voices and stuff from like the people in this camp, and then it's you're a fascist because you said you're gonna vote for this guy. I'm gonna give a bunch of reasons. Out of context, because again, I'm just looking at, and this Forbes article doesn't seem to be in favor of the bull. Like it's not. Well, yeah, let's keep reading. Let's read. In January, he released a video detailing a range of policies targeting gender-affirming care for minors, including pressing Congress to approve federal ban and several measures to restrict federal funding when it comes to trans issues. Trump said that he would block doctors who provide gender-affirming care from Medicare and Medicaid, forbid federal agencies and actions to promote the concept of sex, gender, and transition at any age, and tasked the Justice Department with investigating the medical industry to see if they deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich. Okay, again, so based off of like just again a lot of the stuff that we've seen over the years about this stuff, like, oh geez, these ads just makes it look so gross. Like, there's nothing like, guys, I don't think that gender reassignment surgery should be funded by the government, because it like that's a personal thing. That is a cosmetic surgery to some degree. To a lot of, all of it. It just technically is. Again, that doesn't mean that trans people shouldn't exist or they shouldn't be able to do what they want. He's saying they can do what you want, but like the government's not going to pay for it. You want that done, you can do it yourself. No problem. So what do you mean he wants to get rid of trans? Why? Because most trans people or people who, identify as trans or think they're trans won't be able to get the physical altercations that they feel as though they should have to help their dysphoria. If that's what it is, because again, it's like anyone else, which is another thing. It's just like there's too many walls that you run into with the transgender conversation. And again, it's the same thing with to bring it back all around with the Kamala thing. It's like, why are we lying? Like, why are we acting like, again, it doesn't mean like there could be a different solution. It doesn't mean that there's a conclusion necessarily yet, but like, why are we ignoring the elephants there? Like, again, this doesn't seem like, and yeah, like kids, again, no kids, like what the hell? And yeah, people who get this is saying like, oh, we put those things in place to where like that's not allowed. If people do it anyway, we're gonna investigate, and those who deliberately covered it up and not only they're deliberately covering up long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich. Now that's a quote, right? So like I wouldn't word it like that, but like that's why a lot of the same people that complain about big pharma and corporations, dude, it's because there's a lot of money in the gender reassignment surgery business. Yeah, well, a total moron, I guess. I don't know. I think I'm making some sense. You're not giving reasons. You're not giving me reasons why I'm incorrect. Like, so like based off the things that I've said, right? What do you think that, do you not think that people who are transgender or just that concept is taboo and will most likely always be taboo? Look at the numbers. What percentage of the population is transgender? Again, actually transgender. And that doesn't mean that they can afford reassignment surgery or hormones or whatever. I'm talking about like actual people who are trans. Yeah, like you don't know. It's none of my business, because you don't really care, because you don't know. And it's okay, just say that. Just be like, yo, man, I just feel in my gut you're wrong. That's a bad answer, but like it's something more than being like, I know, I just don't want to tell you. Like, no. Oh, damn, it's Peyton in the chat. Oh shit. Exactly. like that's, again, it's like, it's not saying like, no one's saying like, I don't, again, like one of my favorite cousins is trans. Like, you think I don't want them to exist? Like, do you think that I think that like they shouldn't be able to like do what the fuck they want? Like, it, like that's based off the rules of this country. They should be, again, it's cool. Kids, I'm sorry, that's so stupid. And I think my cousin would say the same thing. Like, what? And get this, yeah, some kids, maybe they know they're trans when they're younger. That's cool. So young boy is like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a boy. I want to be a girl. Cool, man. When you grow up, that's cool. It's like, I'm not going to tell my kid, like, if my kid's like, oh, I'm a cop, daddy. All right. Like, you feel me? Like, and I know it sounds mean, but like, come on. That's why they support. Why do you hate transgender people you don't even know? When did I say, give me an example? You won't give me an example of anything. Yo, I will let you come back up. Yo, if you call back in, you're not gonna you can talk over me because I'm definitely gonna talk over you. I mean, people do that. I'm trying to work on that. But don't like tell me to shut the fuck up and call me a fascist. Like if again you can disagree with me, but like that, like saying shit like that shows me you don't have a like it's just a way to shut down the conversation by calling me a fascist or saying like I hate trans people. Again, that shit don't work no more. You should have called me like 6 years ago, maybe. Then I'd be like, wait, do I? Oh my god. Like, no, come on. Too old for it. Then why support Republicans? Because they're a monolith and like I'm a racist Nazi, dude. You know this. Why are you asking me? So you were politically correct, except when it comes to voting. Politically correct. Define politically correct. From my understanding of political correctness, I can dig it. It's cute and all, but like, no. Again, I really think you should be able to say whatever you want. Doesn't mean there aren't consequences for what you say. And what I mean by consequences, I mean like socially, or like, like people might be upset about it. But it really does depend. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm sorry, but I gotta go. It was fun. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll probably do a part 2 or some kind of follow-up, definitely. And a lot of good bits here, so I'm definitely gonna maybe I'll make some shorts or something. But okay, you guys later. Until next time, right? It's been fun. Again, subscribe. Peace to the out.